Hey, what's going on, everybody? I know again, and I've said this before, but sorry about the lack of videos. Uh, been having some other mic issues, so now I'm using a portable mic right here. See, right there. See if that works better. Um, just want to get bring you up to date right now on the Mavericks situation. After 21 games, they stand at 14-7, and that's a pretty good record. Um, although it could be better, still better than what we how we started last year. So, but we still have things to work on. Obviously, we're not a perfect team. Um, the things that I've noticed that are good about this team, we obviously are very versatile. We have a lot of weapons on this team, um, and our defense has improved a whole lot. I mean, a whole lot. And you know what they say, offense may win games, but defense that wins championships. Um, but we're still a long ways to go before we even get to that level. And I guess that's the reason you have 82 games in the regular season to get yourself ready for the playoffs and hopefully beyond that. So, seen a lot of good things this season, a lot of triumphs as well, winning certain games the way we have. The buzzer beater shot that Dirk Nowitzki hit against the Milwaukee Bucks, and his unbelievable performance against the San Antonio Spurs in that overtime win. Um, and also the way we bounced back after losing to teams that we're not really supposed to lose to. I mean, I understand the NBA, any given night, you can lose to anybody and you can beat anybody. Records don't mean a thing when it comes to playing an opponent. The only thing records are good for is if you get to the playoffs or not. Um, so, so we bounce back by sometimes blowing out certain teams and or just winning them. So, except for the last two games, we stood at 14-6 after losing to the Memphis Grizzlies and losing badly to them. I mean, their athleticism was just took over, and we just didn't have an answer for that. I thought we would bounce back against the Atlanta Hawks because that's been the trend so far this year. And while we did play better, especially on the defensive end, I think we had 15 blocks in that game or something like that. I don't recall in recent memory a Mavericks team getting that many blocks in a game. So that was encouraging. I hope we can continue that. That would be great. Um, but it came down to just poor shot selection, really. We kept getting into a state of mind where we have been before in the past, where we kept shooting the ball and hoping shots would go down, and usually the shots do go down. So, but the thing is with the Mavs, they've become so accustomed to shooting the ball because they do make shots a whole lot of the times, and they keep thinking, hey, it might still happen if we keep shooting the ball. But when you play against a team that is shooting a little bit better, and just for the record, the Hawks went ice cold in the late in the first half, but they started to pick it up again in the second half. So, and also another thing was the number of turnovers we had. That's one thing that the Mavericks absolutely need to work on is turnovers. They have to protect the ball better. They haven't really been doing that. Um, so even against the lesser teams, I'm not gonna say bad teams because there's not really one bad team in the NBA. They're if they're bad, so to speak, they just have things to work on. But they're all 30 teams in the NBA are in the league for a reason, and so anyway. But that's one thing we really have to work on is turnovers. But against the Hawks, going back to that, they started to get hot a little bit late in the game, and we didn't. So when we become accustomed to shooting the ball and they don't go down, it seems like we forget to do one thing. The one thing that I think that won't um, that for some, I don't know why we don't do this more, but let's drive the ball to the basket. I really don't think anything bad comes from driving the ball to the basket because you first of all you make the defense work harder to try to contest the shot, and after a while that'll tire them out for the entire 48 minutes if we just be aggressive and take it to the basket. Um, because we can either get a layup out of that, and if not the layup, or if we do get the layup, we can also draw fouls, and that puts the team in foul trouble, and that puts us at the free throw line, which we're one of the absolute best in the league at doing. Getting or not get well, not getting to the free throw line, but shooting free throws. And I really think that if we get to the free throw line, we have an early in or late in the game, early in the fourth quarter. That gives us the edge to beat anybody, I think. And in order to get to the free throw line and put the other team in foul trouble, you have to be aggressive and take the ball to the basket. I mean that they have to work on that. They need to improve that, uh, pretty quickly. And luckily, it's still very early in the season. They have plenty of time to figure it out. But if you want to be a championship contender, like I've said in a previous video, you have to beat teams that you're supposed to beat. And doing that means, being more aggressive and not just relying on the jump shot. And above all else, protecting the ball. Because if you play like that against the lesser teams, that'll give that team confidence down the stretch. And when one player gets confidence, then the other player gets confidence, and the other one, then the other one, and it just becomes contagious. And I really think that's what happened with the Memphis Grizzlies. And they do have some talented players on that team and some veterans. So, um, and some younger guys. So, but still, on that level, I mean, the Grizzlies are, last place in the Southwest Division. The Mavericks are in first place. So you expect the higher seeded team to beat the lower seeded team. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. The Oh, one more thing before I go. Player of the month, Carmelo Anthony. Hey, he deserved it. Denver Nuggets are still a very dangerous team. Uh, and the other teams that obviously are the teams that beat in the West are the Los Angeles Lakers because obviously being the world champions. And the Phoenix Suns, they've been rejuvenated ever since they got rid of Shaquille O'Neal and gone back to the running game. So, and that's the Mavericks' next opponent, by the way. It's always a war every time the Suns and the Mavericks get together. So, and it seems like every game is a ESPN classic waiting to happen. So, we'll see what happens with that game. Hopefully, we can win it. And if we do, then we can get out of this two-game losing streak and get back where we belong in the win column. All right, that's it for now. See everybody later. Go Mavs, and let's beat the Suns. Take care.